Volume 1, Chapter 1, Hadith 652 is in Chapter 33 of Book 10 before you. Narrated Sahal bin Sa'ad As-Sa'ide, Allah's apostle, went to establish peace among Ben Amr bin Auf. In the meantime, the time of prayer was due, and the Mu'adhin, prayer caller, went to Abu Bakr and said, "Will you lead the prayer so that I may pronounce the Iqamah," the prayer call to start the prayer? Abu Bakr replied in the affirmative and led the prayer. Allah's apostle came while the people were still praying, and he entered the rows of the praying people till he stood in the first row. The people clapped their hands. Abu Bakr never glanced sideways in his prayer. But when the people continued clapping, Abu Bakr looked and saw Allah's apostle. Allah's apostle beckoned him to stay at his place. Abu Bakr raised his hands and thanked Allah for that order of Allah's apostle, and then he retreated till he reached the first row. Allah's apostle went forward and led the prayer. When Allah's apostle finished the prayer, he said, "O Abu Bakr, what prevented you from staying when I ordered you to do so?" Abu Bakr replied, "How can Ibn Abi Quhafa, Abu Bakr, dare to lead the prayer in the presence of Allah's apostle?" Then Allah's apostle said, "Why did you clap so much? If something happens to anyone during his prayer, he should say, 'Subhanallah.' If he says so, he will be attended to, for clapping is for women." So when it comes to signaling, men vocalize and women, can clap and stuff. But when you need to correct the recitation, you speak up. Now, I personally have problems when the prayer is ridiculously loud, contrary to Islamic tradition. People blast the speakers and stuff. It's in some places, and I have trouble correcting even when I can correct. And recently that's run into issues with somebody who's a leader with, in a certain respect with one masajid, is that he doesn't want me to, contrary to what's said here, you move to the front row, you try to move to the center and stuff like this. He doesn't want me standing behind the person leading the prayer. And it's like, well, I can say the prayer,